Hello everyone, my name is JP, and in this video I'm going to share a demo of a prototype I've built as I've been thinking about application of AI to solve cybersecurity problems. So apart from having a really silly name that makes me chuckle every time, what this particular prototype tries to do is democratize security consulting for software developers. So if you're a software developer, you would come to something like this and you would provide information about what you're building. So there's a little text box over here, but most likely you're going to provide some sort of a URL for where your project lives. I am going to add this Git repository over here that I've created for a demo. So while it's creating the embeddings and the vector store, let's go take a look at the repository. So this is a fictional e-commerce platform that I dreamed up. It provides a little bit of like what it does. And then the second paragraph has more information about like some of the technical details. There's a requirements.txt file. So for folks who don't know, requirements.txt or pip file is where a Python project will store its dependencies. And one thing to note here is it did pick up the 4 dependencies that were in the requirements file. And I do that via the SBOM API that GitHub provides. But in addition to that, it was able to parse the text and extract external dependencies out of that also. So it was able to figure out which one of these words are external dependencies. And it isn't even like a uppercase, lowercase wizardry because SolarWinds is in lowercase. And it's still able to figure out that SolarWinds is an external dependency over here. So once it's done that, it's figured out like what you're building. It starts to give you security guidance on things you should focus on that are relevant to your project. And you can read this, but one interesting thing, important thing I want to call out is every single output that my prototype produces, I tag it with this clear indication that this came from an AI bot. Because I feel very strongly that when humans are interacting with output generated by AI, they should always know that. So every single output is tagged with this. So in addition to the guidance, the second thing it does is it goes and scores all of your dependencies. So it will score not just the products, but it will also score your third-party libraries. And the way I've configured it right now is it gives a lot of weight to previous security incidents. So that's why SolarWinds is ranked a little bit low because they had that major supply chain incident. But this is customizable. Like you can figure out whatever your policy is to score the stuff. The next thing it does is it provides very condensed to the point hardening guidance for your dependencies. So instead of having to read through these large 50-page hardening guides, it distills it all down for you for like the most common stuff that's likely to get you into trouble. And the last piece it produces is something I wish the industry did more of in general. It figures out what kind of industry and segment this particular product would fall into. And then it tells you all the adversaries that are likely to attack you based on your industry. So as you can see, it's not completely perfect because if someone would have asked me, I would have said like, yeah, you're gonna have some trouble with probably Lazarus Group too, because there was some mention of cryptocurrencies, but it's still a lot better than the alternative of not having anything when you're building software. The next piece is the customizations. So this is a fun feature where like security can often be a little bit dry. So you can add a little bit of color over here. It's actually really amusing, the kind of stuff it produces. You can switch the model out. So I actually submitted and had a PR merged into OpenAI's evals framework. So they gave me early access to GPT-4 API. So that's what I've been using. And then this is the real meat of the customization. So this is where you can come and say the name of your auth system. Let's just make one up. Acme Super Secure. And say for secret storage, we want to use HashiCorp Vault. This is a well-known product that works fairly well. And for patch management, let's just say we want to use Dependabot. That's what I've been using for all of my stuff. So if we come back here and punch this in, yeah, sorry, I haven't done any of the optimizations with caching and everything, so it's gonna like re-vectorize and re-embed all of that stuff to produce the output. So it'll probably take like, I don't know, 30 to 45 seconds for it to load the meat of the output that we want to look at to see if it got customized. While we're waiting, it is interesting to note that if you keep the temperature level low enough, there is a degree of consistency. So this is the second time it's gone and done the embeddings, vector store, querying on that index, and it produced the same output. So it's not like completely unpredictable and crazy as people are making it out to be. And here we go. We said Acme Super Secure. It's able to make that customization for us. We said Vault. It's able to make that customization for us. We said Dependabot. It's able to make that customization for us. So I will stop it over here. Thanks everyone for listening. Bye-bye.